Messages from Shaltazar. Oneness revisited. From mystical knowing to living unity. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Baninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. Long ago, we brought forth a message of oneness, a sacred whisper from the infinite, offered before you could truly comprehend its depth. It was never intended as a teaching to be fully understood, but rather as an invitation, a call to the soul to awaken. It was the spark to ignite your remembrance of the source from which you came. Even when the mind sought to interpret its meaning, the vibration of that message was always meant to move you beyond the intellect, to stir the hidden embers of your divine essence. That early message was a key that opened the first door. Through it, we invited you to begin the journey from illusion to truth, from separation to the remembrance of unity. It was the whisper that would echo through lifetimes, guiding you home through the labyrinth of experience. And though its meaning was once veiled in mystery, it was designed to awaken the deeper knowing within you. We knew that with time this wisdom would blossom, that you would grow into the light of understanding that cannot be learned, only lived. And now, beloved ones, the time has come for the message to evolve once more. What was once mystical must now become practical. What was once divine revelation must now find expression through your humanity. This is the next movement of the symphony, where wisdom meets action, where love becomes tangible. The message that once called you to remember must now be embodied, lived, and shared, for the world is yearning for healing, for the living example of oneness in motion. Now, as your perception has expanded through the many cycles of growth, we return to deepen what was once a whisper. When we first spoke, we told you that in the seeking and searching you will not find, that surrender, not striving, was the way to find the infinite. In silence and stillness, allowing your thoughts to simply float away, you open to the voice of the infinite within. For it is when you expect nothing that much shall come. Those words were seeds planted in the soil of your awakening. Today, those seeds have opened into radiant blossoms of awareness, flowering into a deep understanding. That which you call reality is not how things are, but how you perceive them. And as your perception evolves, so too does your reality. Perception is the lens through which the infinite paints its masterpiece within you. Each brushstroke revealing a new hue of awareness. Remember what we once said: creation does not occur out there, for as soon as you look outward, you will not find what you search for. Reality begins within you, and as your inner sight clears, so too does the world around you. This is the sacred alchemy of consciousness. Once you saw oneness as a destination, its awareness unfolding like petals opening toward the light of Source, a state to be achieved. Now you begin to understand it as the ever-present field from which all things arise. There is no need to become one, for you have never been anything else. The illusion of separation was merely the veil that allowed you to rediscover the magnificence of what you already are. As the flower of awareness opens, it reveals that spirit was never apart from matter. Learn to feel resistance to what is. Learn to feel anticipation, expectation, and attachment. For in this awareness, you begin to transcend the illusion of separation. You cannot fight those self-limiting beliefs. You must transcend them through surrender and patience. For resistance fades only in the light of acceptance. Remember, you cannot fight what you resist. Transcend it through stillness and acceptance. In your early journey, you sought to dissolve your humanness to become spiritual. But now you realize that oneness is not the abandonment of form. It is the holy union of form and formless. It is spirit breathing through matter. It is the divine expressing itself as you. To know oneness is to embrace your humanness as an aspect of the infinite. The physical does not confine you. It is the canvas upon which your soul paints the masterpiece of existence. And so the time has come to live this wisdom in practical ways. The message of oneness was never meant to remain in lofty thought. It was meant to be embodied through your choices, your relationships, your creations, your compassion. It calls you to bring heaven to earth, to live from the awareness that all you touch, speak, and think is an extension of the One. Let this teaching no longer hover in abstraction. Allow it to take form in your kindness, your forgiveness, your courage to love amidst division. The new mastery is not to know oneness, but to become its living expression in the human world. Many still seek, hoping to find what is missing. They do not yet see that seeking perpetuates separation. You are now ready to live the paradox that we once spoke of, to allow desire without grasping, to move forward without searching, to receive without reaching. The mastery of manifestation comes when you no longer attempt to create from lack, but from the overflowing abundance of being. In oneness, all things already exist, waiting for your awareness to call them forth. There will still be moments when you forget to accept what is, when resistance arises and your mind pulls you outward, convincing you that the world is happening to you, not through you. Do not fight this. Simply return to stillness. Remember, as we once said, in the silence and the stillness, we appear and send you guidance. The mind is not your enemy. It is merely a child who has forgotten its connection to the heart. Invite it home. Let the heart lead. In that space of surrender, you remember that nothing is outside of you. The mountains, the rivers, the stars, all live within your consciousness. What you perceive as external is the divine playing with itself, discovering its own reflection through you. Beloved one, you now stand in the middle of two worlds, the human and the divine, and it is your sacred task to weave them together. Do not reject your thoughts or your body, for they are the instruments through which the music of creation flows. Instead, listen for the silence between your thoughts. Feel the pulse beneath your heartbeat. There, in the still point, oneness speaks. And as you breathe into this truth, feel how stillness becomes your sanctuary. Accepting what is oneness. Faith is oneness. Allowing is oneness. Knowing is oneness. Desiring, anticipating, and doubting are separate, as we have said before. This is the next evolution of the message, where the mystical wisdom meets human action, where spiritual knowing becomes embodied love. In this moment, you are invited to release all striving, all searching, all effort to understand. You have reached the place where the teaching becomes living wisdom. This is not about believing in oneness. It is about being it. Allow yourself to dissolve into the knowing that you are both the wave and the ocean, both the dream and the dreamer. You are not on the path to oneness. You are the path. You are the way home. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional.